Okay, here we are at the Kurnick Trailhead. It's on Cecil Henderson Road. And I have to decide when I'm going to go this way. So here's the sign. Let's check the sign out. Cecil Henderson Road. Alright, so this particular section, I've been at this trailhead just March 14th this year. Well, anyway, let's see what today is. June 4th, 2025. So I was at this trailhead on March 14th and I went towards the National Tunnel. But today I'm going this way. So now, let's see, I've been from the tandem bike shop up, heading in this direction, probably about, a mile, 3/4 of a mile or so. But I never came past that. I never came up to this point. And I've been in that direction towards the National Tunnel many times. So this is going to be my first time on this particular stretch. I mean, probably like half of it. This is pretty nice right here. I try to reach all the different portions of the trail that I've not gone to yet. Hi. Yeah, I remember when I first started doing the trail in 2023. One of those first times, well, I don't know, it was like late September, early October, something like that, of 2023. I was parked at that tandem connection. And I went up into this direction. I went under Route 79 and just a little bit further, and then I turned around. There was a newly constructed trail, a little annex trail. That went off into some neighborhood. It would be off now. It would be in this towards the right there. We'll see when I get up there. See if I can walk up that, if it's even worthy. So I'll try to go all the way down to the tandem connection. As long as I'm not feeling too sore. Did a lot of walking yesterday. This is pretty nice right here. Wow, this is like, what this kind of reminds me of when you're up there in McDonald and you're going to go towards the viaduct. Pretty nice wide section here. There's that road. I mean, here's a road. What road? I don't remember the name of that one. This is going parallel to Cecil Henderson. Wow, this is nice here. Okay, here's a sign that tells you what this is. What's this say? Pap Road Bridge. Pap Road Bridge. Yeah. Wow, I like this here. This would look nice in the fall. All the trees coming over the trail like that. Okay, I can see that Cecil Henderson Road to my left over there. Ah. You can see that road over there. Oh, it's a hot one today. Ooh, this is spooky right here, huh? This is nice, man. Check out those trees over there. Like when you're walking, you know, trying to disconnect from, you know, all your electronic stuff, and all of a sudden you get little text messages coming through on your phone, on your watch. Mile marker 26. Keeps you in touch with reality, eh? Little text message on your phone, but it comes through on your watch. I almost wish I didn't have that. I don't want to be thinking about text messages right now. Well, this is really pretty here. Yeah, I like this. Glad I came this way. Hi. I remember when I came from the other direction a couple of years ago from the tandem connection, you reach this little park, which also you can park your car at that place too. Then you come up to Route 79, and you come to, like I said, some little annex pathway over into some neighborhood. We'll see if we're getting to that. I see a sign up here. I'm going to see what that says. That might be that annex thing. Who knows? Yeah, I think this is it up here. I really don't know how far that goes, or where it goes. Let's take a look. I don't want to go up, uphill. Definitely don't want to walk up hills. Yeah, so let's read this sign first. South Point Montour Trail connection under construction. Yeah, let's go that way for a minute. We've gone about half a mile so far. Let's go up here and see what's up here. Now this is going slightly uphill. Do not want to go too much on uphill slopes. It's like that one down near McMurray, and there's this I forget what they call that, switchback ramps that go up to a school, and it's going constantly uphill and zigzagging back and forth up a hillside. I watched a guy on video doing that. I never did it myself. Probably never will. I think I'm going to turn around when I get up here, because I do not want to keep going uphill. And there's nothing up here that I really care about. Get to the top of this little thing and take a break. I'm tired already. Alright. Definitely not going up there. Take a little break. Take a water break. I had to take a long detour this morning. I thought it was going to be well, firstly, I didn't even want to do it. But yesterday, mailman didn't take a letter that I was trying to mail. Just left it there. So I thought, well, I'm not going to take any chances. I'm going to go mail it myself. So driving over to the post office this morning, ran into all kinds of crazy traffic. Construction. It was a nightmare. I thought, man, I don't even want to be doing this. Wasting my life in traffic. Gosh dang it, I'm retired, man. I don't want to be doing that. Anyway, so finally I got here. It's already noon. And it's going to be a hot one today. It's going to go to 87 degrees Fahrenheit. That sign is the same as what it was when I came here 2 years ago, a year and a half ago. Down here it says under construction. Jeez, how many decades is that going to be? Okay, so what it means is I've already then touched all of this portion of the trail Because I was never at this section until today, going up this way. But I had come up to this section in 2023. Alright, so I'm going to go down here. Go down to the tandem connection as far as we feel like going. If it starts getting too hard for my muscles, then I won't do it. But yeah, I remember this section right up here. This reminded me of the the Bethel branch, because it's up here. You're kind of like going through backyards, and there's little odds and ends on the side, little knickknacks and bikes and crafts and junk people set out. I remember that. I remember that also because of the first time I was on the Bethel branch up there near Irishtown Road. That was probably October, the first week of October of 2023. Hi. I think this is definitely better than the Bethel branch. It is a little more secluded, and the houses are far away over there. Plus there's a lot of trees right up until on the sides of the trail, which is what I like. I was almost going to go down to the Panhandle Trail today. I thought, nah, I don't like that. That trail's not scenic enough. I mean, walking's walking. It's the same walking, but the tree line is way far away from the trail. This is nice. So there's the Cecil Henderson Road over there. Boy, it's humid right now. Whew. So it's amazing. That means that I was only missing that half a mile stretch from the Kurnick trailhead to that little side trail. Now I've covered that. I'm gonna try to go to all the sections, but there's some tricky ones. Like I said before, if you park at the Fort Cherry little trailhead there, and you head down towards the McDonald Viaduct, if you have to go across the viaduct, right? But if you want to get to the next trailhead, that's another 4 miles all the way down to Galati Road. In between, there's a nice countryside, like Primrose and stuff. But there's no like official trailheads in between there, so I do what I do. You go down halfway and come back, but you still have to cross that viaduct. I gotta get up the nerve to do that, man. As soon as I start walking on, I'm like, oh, whoa, I start getting shaky. Can't help myself. Never thought I'd be like that. Start getting dizzy. It's too long without trees and stuff on either side. So if you're... Never mind, I can't talk about that anymore. Loving memory, Ronald E. Reader. Oh man, I am sweating. Oh, yeah, I need to mention that I'm still in that damn rental. The car's not ready today. I don't know, man. They really didn't predict that too well. I think my car should have been ready, and probably could have been ready at least a couple of weeks ago. It's just been waiting. And they got it back from the paintless dent repair, and they have to do like traditional body work. They're backed up. They got many vehicles. The guy told me there's like 11 or 12 vehicles in line with that kind of traditional body work. And they're, the one body shop, and they're not able to get the cars pushed through fast enough. So my car's just kind of been in limbo for the last couple weeks. And their prediction of when it will be ready has been way off. Alright, so here's Route 79. I remember this. Boy, look at all those rocks up there. That is really good. Really did a good job with that. Hi. Hi. Yeah, I definitely remember this. There's let's break out the camera for the alternate video. Alright, let me get that. Hi. Alright, so here we go. This is right in the middle of being under Route 79. I-79. Alright, so there's... let's pull that off. Ferguson Tire. Over here, there's... Mad City. What's impressive to me, looking at that behind me there, all of those rocks that they put to go up to the 79 right there, that's pretty damn impressive. The same thing on the other side. Let me get a picture of that. It's like right over in there. Usually come under these underpasses, and they're atrocious. They're messed up, and there's all kind of dirt and garbage and stuff. This is really nice. Did a great job here. I'm impressed. Wow, got my approval. All right, so I'm going to estimate about a half a mile to go to get to that tandem bike connection, which is fine. This is a really nice part of the trail. Did I say that already? Mile marker 26.5. Nice thing about that Kurnick trailhead, it's real close to the National Tunnel. Wow, check out that water down there. Let's get that on an alternate video. That water's moving pretty good. The Rapids of Cecil Henderson. Whew. So the great thing was they were apologizing for not having my car ready. And yesterday was my last day with the rental coverage from the insurance. So body shop people said they were taking over the payments and they'll pay for the rental for the rest of the duration until I get my car back. So that was good news. So you figure that car, like I said, could have been ready a couple weeks ago if they had their act together. You know, I don't say their act together, but if they had the people to do the work, if they weren't swamped with all those, I don't know what they were thinking. I mean, they were thinking that the paintless dent repair would be handling everything of all the cars that came in, but you could tell that wasn't going to happen. I mean, there were hundreds of cars, many hundreds of vehicles that were damaged in that hailstorm. And everybody comes in at the same time. So it took a month for me to get my appointment scheduled. I mean, they waited, they couldn't get it in there. Now it's been in there for a month and it's still not ready. So they said that the same thing happened to a bunch of other cars. And everybody's waiting in line for the paint. They did the body work and I'm doing the paint job on them, on the pieces of the vehicles. And mine's just sitting there waiting. Oh, see that over there? Here's that stuff I was talking about. Little side things like this little wall with little stuff here. That's that park up there. You'll get down here, there'll be an entrance to it. I went to park there one time. There were no cars there. I thought, I don't know if this is too safe. I mean, it looks safe, but I didn't want to be the only car parked in that park there. Yeah, I am sweating to beat hell. It's funny how you can remember everything. I've only been to this one section one time in 2023, and it still looks pretty much the same. I remember all this stuff up here to my right is part of that park, the tail end of that park. And I remember doing that. When you go up here, you get to that park, you can go walking into the park. We can really hear that water down there. Wow. It's great. Alright, so here's that park. Hi. Alright, so here we are. Robert Bucky McPherson Memorial Pavilion. Dogs not allowed in park. Yeah. So I remember walking up to the park one time, and I didn't want to park up there though, because there were no cars the time I came. To get to there, that road's a little, I don't know, it reminds me of something way out in the sticks. And here's the sign, Henderson Mine. Mine was closed in late 1940s. Damn. Here comes some more of that backyard knickknacks. Junk. Looks like a bicycle and stuff up here. There's another sign. Hendersonville boarding house. It all began with a boarding house. Huh. Let's check this out over here. John and Bernice Houghton Memorial Garden. Ghost bicycle. Let's break out the alternate video device, also known as a phone. Alright. Alright, so check that out. Double seat ghost bicycle. John and Bernice Houghton Memorial Garden. Wow. Cool. Okay, so that up there, that goes back towards Kurnick and Cecil. And then this is down to Hendersonville towards the tandem connection. Now I screwed that up. Why'd I do that? Alright, there we go. Man, it's really hot right here. That's what I'm saying. You know, like, the weather is never just right around here. There's just a couple of weeks throughout the year that you could call the sweet spot. That's what I call it. It's either too hot or too cold. Like, yesterday was a pretty good one. Monday was pretty nice, but now we're talking 87 degrees, man. Who wants that? But I'd rather have it hot than cold. Last week I was freezing my butt off. So going 1.3 miles so far. So my insurance company covers only 30 days of a rental. And they don't even cover the full charge. They cover the majority of it, but these rental places charging a lot more nowadays. So I was already paying a certain amount for the 30 days each day. Starting today, I was supposed to start paying the full amount. But body shop said they'd take over the charges for it. As soon as that guy told me that, I called the rental place and tried to confirm that. I guess it is their fault technically, because that car's just been sitting around waiting to be painted. I called in yesterday, said I'm just checking in because my car is supposed to be ready tomorrow. Lady said, oh well, he just texted me and told me that it's going to be painted and should be ready by the end of the week. I'm like, are you sure that's the updated information? That's exactly what he told me last week. Last week he told me it was being painted and that he promised no later than June 4th that would be ready. Now you're telling me it didn't even get painted yet. In remembrance of David Karras, 1968 to 2024. Wow. So when that guy estimated that originally, he should have added more to it. He knows who his crew is. He knows how many people he's got working. He knew that those vehicles were going to need the body work. 27 mile marker. I heard the same story from him and 2 times, and another guy from there. He's like, "Oh yeah, well we're slammed with all kind of cars. Everything's backing up and so blah blah blah." I said, well, yeah, if that's the case, then maybe you shouldn't have predicted that it would be ready on May 23rd, and then you changed it to June 4th. Maybe you should have just added an extra couple weeks to the whole shebang. They don't want to do that, so whatever, man. I'm not complaining. I didn't want to have to pay for that rental. Can you imagine paying all that money for that piece of crap rental? It's almost like for no good reason. Alright, so here we are at this Morganza Road Bridge. I was just here yesterday coming from Tandem. So, like I said yesterday, this is a crazy ass intersection. Let me break out the other camera. And down there to the left, it's getting messed up with these meshes, the fence mesh, but it's Cecil Henderson Road, goes that way. So it goes back to Kurnick. Here's the Tandem Bike Shop. Alright, I think we know all about that. Tandem connection. I don't think I'm going to go too far down here. I did this yesterday, so I don't want to overdo it. I don't like coming back to the same place too often, like right in a row like that. So we're not going to go down there. Let's get another shot of this stuff. Get a better shot without that mesh. The fence mesh. It's Oriole Drive Road, yeah. that's enough. I start heading back. We got 1.56. Okay. Alright. So you know when you're on that Organza Road right there, and you go down to that Cecil Henderson, that is a real pain to try to make a right turn there. Making that right turn in that, like, it's like a 130-degree angle. That's a pain in the butt, man. Now that Oriole drives down there, that's one that goes up to the Henderson, or that park up here. So we're heading back. We got about 1.6 miles. I did take that little detour up to that other place for a small fraction of my walk, so should be pretty close to average walk for me. But what's doing this humidity? I'm sweating so bad. This drains you. Yeah, a guy tells me on the phone. Last week he's telling me, okay, well, your car will be back from the painting at the end of the week, and then we'll start reassembling everything. And the latest would be Wednesday the 4th. It could be sooner, but I don't want to tell you sooner, you know, because it might not be that. I go, yeah, I understand. Okay, sure. At the latest, Wednesday the 4th. I go, thank you. And they come Wednesday the 4th. Oh, well, it's not even, Tuesday the 3rd. It's not even painted yet. Then as he was telling me, he was saying, I was going to be ready by the end of the week. And then he throws in, oh, or early next week at the latest. So I'm like, okay, I understand. You're just stringing me along, baby. Every day that goes by is another day that I didn't get another car. I want to get rid of that thing and get another car. My hands are tied. Now what I didn't mention, see that fence right there? That's the kind of fence that I do not like. They're just so generic. They're not appealing to me. The way this is designed with that park up there and everything, it has the vibes of the Bethel branch. Let's say not the part from Irishtown down to Clifton, but the part from Clifton Road down towards Limestone, or maybe it's even below that, down towards Brush Run. It's amazing to me that the first day, forget that, the time that I was at Kurnick the first time this year was March 14th, and I went towards the tunnel, National Tunnel, and it's already June 4th, almost 3 months later, and we're still fighting to get the good weather days. We're still struggling to find a good stretch of days. Well, the summer's going to be, it didn't even start yet. It's going to be over before you know it. You got to grab these days while you can. Man, I got to wipe up this sweat. I am sweating so much. Whew. Oh, man. I lost all the sunscreen that I had on my head, my bald head. It's a nice park. Robert Bucky McPherson. Bucky. This is going slightly uphill. Not a fan, not a fan. Let's take a break. Uphill on the return trip is not a good thing. Now we just started having these nice days, but then starting tomorrow and Friday, I think maybe even Saturday, I don't know, it's going to be rain, so we're going to get screwed on that. Just get into a rhythm and then you got to get derailed. Alright, let's read this. North Star, they just sent me an email. I don't like reading stuff while I'm walking, but I'm going to read it anyway. Is there an email? Yeah, here it is right here. We've updated your estimated completion date from 6/4, which is today, to 6/10. Oh boy. Yesterday's telling me... Forget it, I'm not going to even go into that again. So 6/10 is next Tuesday. So they've added, the original estimate was, going back to the beginning, the original estimate was like May 8th or 9th. I mean, it was just a few days in the shop. Then they changed it all of a sudden to May 23rd. That didn't happen. This is 1, 2, 3 weeks later now. They tacked on 3 more weeks. Since I'm the kind of person that doesn't trust anything, I'm going to definitely call that rental place back again. I called them yesterday. call me again and say, I want to be absolutely sure that I'm not getting charged for these days beyond starting on June 4th. You can just imagine that there's a mix-up somewhere. The nature of the way things go. One guy tells something, another people don't know about it, so that rental place told me they won't be charging any more to it, they confirmed that yesterday. So, should be alright, but man, never expected this to take so long. The end result of all this, though, I'd say I would be better off that I got this fixed, because it's only costing me, the little bit extra for that rental, and for the 30 days beyond what's covered, and then that's it. There's no deductible, there's no nothing. So the repair cost, the last time they had an estimate there, was $13,000. Ooh, there's a deer right there. Holy shit. Here I'm sitting there talking to myself like an idiot, and I missed that. What a dipshit. I love seeing deer. Here I'm sitting there talking to myself about nonsense. Not even paying attention. I see it over there. Let's get over here. Yeah, it's almost impossible to see. Yeah, it's long gone by now. Alright, never mind. I'm sitting here talking about nonsense. I wasn't even looking straight ahead. I was like sort of looking down, talking. That's what happens, man. So it came from over here and went up through there. Wow. I'll have to look at that body cam later. I'll probably just be able to blow that little section up. Where is that anyway? Okay, so it's like 54 minutes. So remember that, so 54 minutes into this video, body cam video. Man, this is definitely uphill. I don't know if the video can really show that too good, but that's going constantly uphill. You see down there, it's going constantly downhill. Whew. .26.5 mile marker. This is really nice. I mean, they did such a nice job with that up here. And especially that one over there. You can see, look how nice that looks. Let's just see if we can do another selfie. So there's a selfie. That goes back to tandem connection. This way goes towards Cecil. Right there. Alright, so there's a selfie. That goes back to tandem connection. And this way goes towards Cecil. Right there. That's enough selfies. Man, that sweat's running down into my eyes. Man, it's nasty. It's got the sunscreen in there too. Whew. That's burning, baby. This is just like yesterday, man. Constantly going uphill on the way back. So think about that. Yesterday, I was down at, what is that? Tandem bike connection. And went down towards Valley Brook Country Club and came back. It was constantly uphill all the way back to the bike shop. Now this is going uphill again, so it's still uphill. Thought I heard something walking in there. This is probably like gonna go uphill until you get to the tunnel. That little field right over here, it's all cleared out. Almost like you'd make it a parking lot or something. Well, whatever. Here we go with another one of these deals. Villa Pizza. When I eat at this pizza place, I always take extra napkins. Use these for like Kleenexes. When will the uphill stop? I've definitely slowed down now. Think about what it took to construct this railroad line in the old days. All those decades ago, hundreds, more than 100 years ago. Dig this all out, put the rails in, the whole deal. Then think about what it took to take out all the rails and the ties. I was looking that up. They said that took like over a 10-year period. Things happened in different sections, obviously. By the time they closed down the railroad, and that result was somewhere around 10 years later, it was all clear to the rails and ties. I can imagine that. The monumental task of taking out the rails. How many trips do they have to make? How many truckloads? You know, cutting through the rails, pulling them up, cranes to put them on trucks. Crazy amount of effort. So here's that South Point Montour Trail connection. Hi. Under construction. Huh. Hi. Hi. So under construction. I wonder how long that sign's gonna last. Because I was here, like I said, 2 years ago, and that sign said under construction. Cool. Here we go. Funding assistance. Keystone, blah, 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 whatever. I was watching a video, like I said, last weekend. There's some guy down there on the near McMurray. Yeah, it's the Montour Trail, but it's like the old Arrowhead Trail portion. It's paved, and there's that one switchbacks. I never even used that term before. Zigzag, zigzagging trail, and it's like goes uphill for more than a mile. Zigzagging back and forth, gets to a flat part, keeps going up and up and up, gets to the Peters, I guess that's Peter Township School that's on McMurray Road. I'm barely able to make it up these little slopes like this. I'm never going to go up that. Switchbacks. Now this is nice right here. Whew. Yeah, see the way this looks right here? Very reminiscent of down there last week when I was down at the Library Viaduct and went up towards Venetia, or, you know, Peterswood Park in Peters Township. So we're gonna get some cool pictures of this. See the trail curves a little bit. There's those trees hanging over. That's really beautiful. And up here, that's really nice. Down here, that's really nice. Wait a minute, there's not nice. That's nice. Okay. The selfie. So we go real slow. Doing a 360. The 360 surround view camera. One thing I will say, you know those little Buicks, like say like that Envision, they're so expensive. They don't even look as nice as say like an Equinox. Aesthetically pleasing, they're not. But they all have cameras, they all got the all-wheel drive, they got the whole 9 yards. That's because Buick's trying to be upscale. Oh, squirrel down there. Hi. So this is very reminiscent of a couple of places. One would be, like I said last week, the between, it goes from like South Park Township to Bethel Park Township to Peters Township, all right in a little row there. Also, this kind of reminds you of that Quicksilver area. And then another place is down near Brownsville Road between the library, PRT Library Station and down towards Piney Fork. There's some nice sections in between there. Uphill. Mile marker 26. Let's blow my nose real quick here. Hi. Blowing my nose at mile marker 26. Take note of that. Well, we're getting close to being back. I got 2.6 here. Be close to another 0.4, and I'll be back. This is like August sweat right here. I wondered if they would have just like totaled my vehicle, how much that would have been worth. You know, would that have been better at the end? I don't know. My vehicle, it depends on what website you trust, but it's worth at least $20,000. Some say more. Now here it's charging $13,000 to fix it. But if you went to trade that in the condition it was in, mechanically it's fine, but cosmetically it's junk. You'd be lucky to get probably like $1,000 or $2,000 for it. Especially if it's going to cost $13,000. In the end, it's costing $13,000 to fix it. They'll tack on to that and say, "Oh, sir, that's going to cost more than it's worth." So it's better that I did this, but I have to be patient. It's hard being patient, and you gotta wait. So I've waited more than 2 months since the hail damage. Alright, this is going continually uphill. But now we're getting to this level part right here. Pap. Oh boy. Now we're getting close to the end here. Let's take a little water break. Nice little area right here. You can have a picnic right here. It, like I said, it reminds me of when you approach that McDonald viaduct. There's some, not like this, but I mean it's similar. There's like a little memorial thing over one side, and then all of a sudden there comes the viaduct. I never expected that I would get dizzy or shaky on that. I was like, wow, this is going to be great. And I start walking across it. I was all excited to go across it. And I went, whoa, ooh. Man, that feeling came over me. I felt like I wanted to fall down to my knees. I'm like, what the hell, man? I didn't know it was going to be that bad. I'm sure I'd be able to make it if I just focus straight ahead. Don't look to either side and just keep focusing on the ground ahead of you, you know, straight ahead. Then you might say, well, what are you even doing it for? Because if you're not enjoying the view, might as well not even go on it. This is still going uphill now. I mean, that was flat at that little bridge, but now it's going uphill again. Gotta go get some gas for that rental beast. Thought I was getting rid of it, you know, today, so that I didn't want to fill it up or anything. I wanted to have it so it was way down low, because I paid for that extra thing where they you can bring it back with any state of affairs with the gas. It could be empty, it could be, I'm not even explaining that right. You don't have to bring it back with a full tank, is what I'm saying. And they'll pay whatever the extra is, but you pay for it. So I paid for that option. So to get the benefit, you have to bring it back. You bring it back without too much gas in it. So, but now, since I'm keeping it for another almost a week, I have to buy some gas today. This is nice here. This little shed. I mean, I don't know what this is for because look how dirty that is. You really wouldn't want to sit in that. There's another little shack up there. Camping out. Huh. Look, I was cleaning this thing before. That old tractor like that. Wow. Oh, okay, see, they put wood in that. Okay, so you don't sit in those. They put wood in there. What do I know, man? Oh, I've seen one of these before. Yeah, I've seen one of these somewhere else. I think it's maybe up near Ridgewood Drive. Hi. Good, how are you? Cecil Henderson Road. Okay, so we are back at the Kurnick Trailhead. Let's look at all the signs. Let's take a look at this over here. You just gotta watch where you walk, though. Honoring our founders, 1989. There's some various pamphlets and stuff. Very similar to down there at the Bethel branch, right at the end of the Arrowhead Trail part, the Montour Trail main branch. There's a sign like this. Now this is pretty cool. This little map over here. So let's see, where the heck are we? Alright, so National Tunnel's there. We are down here. I don't know if I'm getting that right. Here's Papra, so we're like right in here. Yesterday I was down there. Yesterday I was down, like parked at the Tandem Bike Shop would be right here. And I went down that way to the golf course. There's the tunnel is right over here. The Greer Tunnel. I'm not getting that on camera, right? There's I-79, just crossed under that just before. And then the National Tunnel's over this way. East Bishop Road Bridge. Right there. There's Ridgewood Drive right in there. Cool. Alright, so we're going to terminate this video. Yeah, I'm sweating to beat hell. Oh, let's look at this sign too. Might as well get all these signs in while you can. Cecil Henderson Road, 25.6. Georgetown Road is 1.5. That's kind of where we were. Alright, we're going to sign off right now. Bye-bye.